So, for today's fun task, we're going to install Sumo Springs. Now, a bunch of people have already done this. I'm certainly not going to be the first. In fact, I bought these on the sale that came out, the coupon. It wasn't a year ago, but it was a long time ago. And I just never got around to installing them, which is stupid because this is like the simplest thing to do. It includes the two Sumos and the Loctite that you need, as well as a full set of instructions. So, I mean, really, this is not that hard to do. However, like I say, hadn't gotten around to it. Too many other mods was working on, but my wife has really been bugging me to do this, so we're going to give it a try. Now, I've got a really narrow driveway here. We just moved, and so I'm kind of parked sideways across it, so I have the ability to work on both sides of the van over the driveway without being in the grass. Now this is a 2014 Travato 59G on the Ram ProMaster 3500 one-ton chassis. Comes with a set of tools for jacking it up. Now, this is the original set, other than I have added a breaker bar, because I have invariably found that the factory supplied tool is seldom sufficient to get the job done. So we got the nice jack there, the pull rod for the front bumper if you ever need to get pulled out of a situation. Guess I'll find out what that is. What else we got here? Here's my extra breaker bar. There we go. And this would be their wrench on this way. And I very seriously doubt that I'll be able to get. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm gonna actually probably one. That's okay. So I'm going to do this a little bit different in that I'm going to jack it up and pull the tire off, because I'm a little bit paranoid about safety, and I don't happen to have a set of proper jacks, jack stands, and all that gear. So we're going to do this without me putting my noggin under this vehicle. Reaching in there is one thing, but the only way to really get at the unit is to stick your head under the vehicle while you've got it jacked out, so you can see what you're doing to get the original knocked off. Not doing it. So we're going to pull the tire off anyway, and this will be a good experience. I've never pulled tires on this yet, so we're going to give that a try. So, jacking it up, and then pulling the tire off, then remove the old bump stop, put the new one in, and then repeat on the other side. Oh, well, of course, I'll put the tire back on first before I let it down. One thing before I do that, I'm going to throw the emergency brake on, just extra caution. Okay, emergency brake is on. Now, I gotta find the jack point, and let's give you a view of what I'm doing up here. Camera go boom. And of course, this will all be on video. Still working. Okay. So, come on, adjust. There we go. So there's this nice big hole right here. So what we're looking at is we're looking down the line, and down up underneath there I can barely make out the old, oh, there we go. There it is. There's the old bump stop that's going to come out. And as you can see, it's already impacting the suspension. So we got a pretty heavy load in here. And now we're going to jack it up from that point and get the wheel off the ground. That'll be fun. So we'll put this camera back over here where you can see what we're doing. That's not very good. Now it's in my way. There, that might work. Okay. So we'll get this thing cranked up. There. Find that hole and get it to go right in the hole. It's no wonder that they give you this extension, because the suspension itself is actually almost a foot underneath the side of the vehicle. And since this is interacting directly with the support part for the car, there, I can already see the car cranking up a little bit, even just with doing this by hand, like this. Alright, so that's going to crank up the car, no problem. I keep saying car, this is a van. I mean, it's bigger than a truck. Well, some trucks. It's bigger than a small truck. Alright, now let's do wheel. On my previous car, this was the right size. That is not the case. Alright, let's find a bigger one. Probably that one. Yep. Advantage of this is it extends. Gotta have the right tool for the right job, eh? Come on, give me a little bit of visibility here. Alright. And they call this a breaker bar because you're trying to break the nuts loose. Whew. That one's loose. But you need a leverage to do the job. Yeah, there's no way I was going to get these loose with the stock. Oh, V. With the stock tool. It just wasn't going to happen. Alright. Okay, that's loosed enough to get them the rest of the way off after I get it jacked up some more. So, crank it up and see if you can see what I'm doing here. So this is the one instance where, because I'm jacking the vehicle up, I am not putting my head underneath the vehicle. I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, hey, nobody's getting in the van while I'm working on it, right? You know, my wife's busy working inside, I'm out in the van messing around with it. It's easy enough just to tell her, hey, don't get in the van. And then if I stick my head up underneath there, unless there's some chance, I mean, the whole van's riding on these same suspension parts all the time anyway. The chance of it just miraculously failing and dropping enough to cause a accident, the chances of that is pretty minimal, I have to say. This jack works well. I like this. I mean, I'm really not even exerting all that terribly hard to get this monster vehicle up off the ground, and we've almost cleared. Let me go ahead and loosen these a little bit more now. Almost cleared the loose. No, of course not. Oh, yeah, it is not a nut on a bolt, it is a bolt in a hole. Interesting. Usually, you see this on European cars, not US vehicles. Or maybe trucks, I don't know. No, trucks I think have a nut as well. I remember last time I changed a tire for somebody and was surprised that it was a bolt and not a nut. It was like an Audi or something. Alright, so we are now clear of that. We'll crank it up a little bit further until we can actually pull the tire off and gain access to. Yep. No, we're still touching the ground still. Okay. And then we're entering the dangerous zone of don't have a problem with the. It almost seems like it's clear, but no, I think we're still touching. There's a heck of a lot of air pressure in these tires. Although the big rig semis, there, we're clear now. The big rig semis are really dangerous. As much air pressure as they have. Why is this not coming off? Well, that's interesting. Uh-oh. Cooperate, please. Nope. Is it on? Here it's coming. There we go. Ooh. Ooh-wee. Oh, there's pins to prevent it from being misaligned, which is a smart idea, especially if you're going to have bolts and not. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. Well, here's our culprit. Let's have a look, see at what's going on here. Come on, lighten up. There we go. So that's the guy. That's who we want to remove. And there's lots of clearance between that and the axle now. So we shouldn't have too much trouble getting that out of there. So we'll set the camera up. And I doubt very much that this thing is just going to turn. Of course not. So I'm going to go grab a hammer and something to knock that with. Be right back. And that's rolling. Okay. And of course the tool that I really wanted was probably on the roof side toolbox, but I got an old screwdriver I don't care about. So we'll give that a try. Let's see if we can hammer that loose without hitting a critical part. Let's get underneath anything. easier to come at it from this direction. Oh man, I can tell already this is going to be the tough part. It's getting that sucker to come loose. So anyway, in there where the nut is. Yeah, okay. That doesn't mean I want to do that though. If I only had a huge wrench. Yeah, this is way too inconsequential of an impact. I need something much bigger. Okay, this time I found the right tool for the job. That's always important. Oh yeah. Yeah, right tool helps. Hey man, it's not moving very fast. Man, oh man, oh man. Let's try it this way. Then I don't know if it parts with the hammer. Yeah, I need to get it from this angle. Come on. Let's get... Oh, you know what? It probably would help if I was turning it the right direction. Let's try going the other way. Sometimes you just gotta stop and think about what you're doing. Oh yeah, gee, look at that. It probably would have come off with the screwdriver if I had been turning it in the right direction. Okay. And now what I'm doing is fighting the rust on the bolt that's a part of the base of this bump stop that was sticking up above the nut embedded in the frame. So the thread dimensions are correct, but I'm literally scraping rust, oxidation, through the... Why is this getting tougher? It should be getting easier. There it goes. Now it's feeling easier. Whew. I am really glad I picked a spot in the shade of the tree. So tell you what, I am having a sweating party. There we go. One old bump stop removed. Yay! Oh, it's hollow in the middle. Who knew? Okay. So that's out. And now we get to open the stupid package. Alright, I couldn't have used any thinner plastic, of course not. It would be unprofessional of them. giving you a rip point. I guess if I was thinking, I could have just pulled it on. Okay, so comes with this lovely little tube of blue goo, and that is Loctite. And the whole point of this is if you got something that's going to vibrate loose over time, just from normal vibration, then this is going to prevent that. Now in the case of this bump stop, you know what? It's going to be pretty much riding on this thing the whole time. I don't think it's ever going to come out. It could, I suppose, loosen a little bit if it happened to vibrate out while you were like flying through the air with the you know, you hit a bump and then you're flying through the air for a second, so to speak, and then the suspension drops out because it's not actually holding up the vehicle for a moment, and yeah, it could, I guess, rotate at that point. But anyway, instructions say to do this, so we're going to do it. And rip it open. Oh, yeah, it comes right out. So, let's see if I can get this on camera. So we just put it on threads. And it looks a whole lot less caulky than I would have thought. It's very liquidy. That should be enough. I've gotten it in the threads on two sides. That should do it. Now the trick will be getting it back in the hole. There it is. Oh! That's not what I'm doing. Let's get a maybe a better view. There we go. Come on, get in there. Okay, and come on. What am I doing wrong? Am I not in the right hole? No, that's the right hole. It has to be. It's the only hole that's there. There it goes. Okay. Yay. Whoopsie. Oh, well, shot spot. Why am I not? I've rotated. How'd that happen? Oh, there's a nut in the. Let me tighten the nut against the Sumo, so that then the whole apparatus will turn as a unit up into the. That's what happened. Is I got the top rung loose. It's getting a bit stiff. This is a whole lot easier to turn in than the other one was to turn out, because I don't have rust to deal with. But I still had a bit of a stiff point there for a little bit. Probably all that rust that got into the thread. We seem to be getting tight. So we're just going to keep cranking on it a bit here. Take the whole unit at once. I would say that's it. All right, one Sumo installed. Yeehaw. And now for the fun of putting the tire back on. And that's pretty much all I wanted to do while I was in here. I want to play with the resonator later. The duct can wait. Alright. Now it's time to put a tire back on. Now let's have a look at the inside of this thing and see if there's only the 2 points or is there multiple. No, there's 5 points. There's only 2 pins, so it is a standard Pentagon scenario that all you have to do is match it up to one of 5 possible positions. So if you kind of look in and judge where the bolt holes need to go, and then kind of lift and push it into place. There it goes. Yeah, and now it's doing that rocking thing like it was before. Let me grab some WD-40 just because. Alright, I just happen to have some plain old motor oil, which, to be honest, is better for long-term stickiness of the oil, that is, than WD-40 anyway. So we're just going to coat our lovely bolts. Am I not position? Oh, it's slightly out. There we go. But it still rotates slightly. There we go. Okay, that's one. Just roll them around in there. My dad taught me this. Always put oil on the threads before putting the nut back on. In this case, the whole bolt. That makes it easier to get it off the next time. It also protects your alright, where's the, there it is. There's no more oil in it. Dagnabbit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is snug these up before dropping it down to a connecting point, then tighten it fully using the same weight on the bar that I needed to use to get it off, or slightly less maybe, but it's basically how I judge it. You need to overcome friction initially, but torque is about weight. So, weight at a distance. So, oh, we're quite a bit. We're still here. So, we'll snug up opposites. And then, get the oil out of the way. Need that for the other side. Opposite. Opposite. Oh, I'm gonna need a bath after this. All right. Do a little bit more. Okay, and that's snug enough to let it down for contact to keep it from rotating. So that I'm torquing with the weight of the tire a little more on the ground and not just torquing against the brakes and potentially knocking the whole thing off of the jack. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I did that one. Now we'll go around in a circle just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. Get them all
same torque. And when you go around and they don't move, putting the same weight on them, then you know you're done. Yep. And that's torqued up. Now I'll leave this down the rest of the way. And one half of this job is completed. Yay! You can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Alright, and that is the no heads under the van version of a Sumo Spring install. Okay. Anybody can do that. Well, I say that, but maybe not everybody wants to do that. Alright, I'm going to pause it and we're going to have a look at the jack point on the other side next. Okay, so I've got the right tool this time. It's a 9/16 wrench, and I happen to have this lovely tool set. This is a Cobalt set that I bought quite a long time actually. I've had this for probably a decade or more. It's a Cobalt set, but it's holy. It's got a hole through the wrench, which makes it great for doing exactly this. So loosen that right up, move it out of the way. Looks like that's going to be a problem. And I should be able to get the jack up underneath there. So it's a good thing I always travel with this set, because if I ever actually had to change the tire, something that even had a spare, it certainly would be a problem if I, yeah, it looks like I can go that way. Okay. So it would have been a problem if I didn't have a way of loosening that nut. So let's get the jack in there. Go the right way around, maybe. Oh. I'm going to lower it down to fit underneath the gray tank. You can see the gray tank here with the sensors. These are actually the fill level sensors that tell you how much water is in the tank. And they do that by emitting, I believe it's an ultrasonic. Come on. Actually works easier if you press it into the hole and then crank it down. Alright. These work by doing a, I believe, they do like an ultrasonic sound and then see if it comes back. Somehow they actually sense. I mean, you could put if you were watching the level, you could actually put your fingers on the outside of it here and it would trigger, even if there wasn't water inside. Alright, I need this, and I need this bar here, and we're gonna crank this guy up. So just like we did on the other side. And yeah, I've just pushed the bar out of the way and I'm not impacting the tank any, so we're safe there. to say, I do like the way that this jack is set up. It appears to be decently built. It has power to get the thing off the ground. And it is, with that pin, it's not going to be slipping out. You know, the pin in the hole, that's really not going to be a problem. Alright, and we're actually really close to coming off the ground, so I need to go break the wheel loose next. And boom. There. Basically, we're just doing the same thing we did before. That little bit of messing with the bar in the way was really the only thing different. Yep, there we go. And then I kind of remember how much force, how much weight I had to put on the bar to get it to move. And that's how much force I put on it again when I'm tightening it back up. So I just rest my weight on the end of the bar and kind of bounce it a little bit, give it a nudge. Alright, so that's loose, that's loose, that's loose, that's loose. It's sitting on that one. Alright, now we gotta finish cranking it up. Until the wheel tread is off the ground. Hear the tread moving against the pavement. I sure hope that's what that sound is. Every time I crank on it. We're still touching ground. Keep going. Grab yet? Almost. Oh yeah, we're on. Okay. I'm gonna leave the top one in until I get the other ones loose. It's no fun if the tire top is down on top of it. Not that this one's likely to do that, but that can be painful. This one's stiff. There we go. path. Alright. Now comes the pulling the tire off. There we go. That one went a little easier that time. Alright. Put the camera up where I can see the action. That's a little better. Okay. And now that I know to turn it in the right direction, this should go a whole lot easier than the last one. Oh yeah, started moving right away. Loose enough for me to turn? Yes, it is. Okay. And then it's going to get stiff. So with the, kind of just looking around here while I'm jacked up like this, with the frame jacked up in the air and the suspension lower, the bar, the axle if you will, between the tires actually doesn't appear to be all that much higher than the generator. Although yeah, this one's turning out a whole lot easier than the other one did. Probably because I over tightened it. Alright, and now we do the same thing, is put the lovely little blue gunk that they've supplied on the threads. Yeah. All right. And then get this in place. Make sure it's tight. It appears to be, and then turn it in. I had some trouble getting the other one started. Oh, this one took right away. Okay. I'm having a whole lot easier time with it now that I've done it once. There she is. Okay. And, well, that's that. Alright. Alright, so that's the Sumo Spring installed. Now we're going to put the tire back on. bolts here. Here it goes. First one started.
Alright, see you later.
Okay. Solid too. Solid move. Okay. There's that in first. Okay, and we let her down until she's coming in contact with the road more. Okay, what is this? Driveway. That should be good. Alright, and just away. That'll do. All right, lower her down and put the strap for the tank back in place. Easy peasy. down. Alright. And move it out of the way. Now, let's get there we go. Let's get this foot back where it goes. Just that bar straight down. And just tighten this back up. I don't want to get this too tight, but the bracket doesn't move sideways much, and it's probably, yeah, I just exposed some fresh, some unweathered part of the bolt, so clearly I'm going far enough there. Alright, so that's done. Let's have a look at what the Sumo looks like up underneath the van. I gotta go mobile on the... So, there it is in all of its yellow glory. And it is clearly slightly compressed already. So basically extra springage, in addition to making sure that you have an increasing resistance as you approach bottoming out. So it should really improve the ride. It'll be interesting to see. Alright, well that's it. I'm going to do some cleanup. Put tools away and such. And of course, I did neglect to get the measurement to the hitch, as many people do when putting these in. But that's okay. I'm more interested in the change in the ride. It does look like I've got more space here than I used to. So, alright. Job well done, if I say so myself. I wonder what I should do with these old pump stops. Put them up on Craigslist. Alright, that's it. I have to come up with some new music. I'm going to stop this thing.